out for the third time. This time maybe I'll like it. Toby, how's it going?
Yeah, doing good, doing good. How are you, Josh?
Well, I was better before I, as usual, was arrogant and thought that I had OBS working, and I didn't. So that's unfortunate. But otherwise, I'm good. I'm good. Got
Nice,
any
awesome,
plans for the
awesome.
weekend?
Yeah.
Any good plans for the weekend?
Well, it's mostly chilling, prepping for test. I have tests next week, and exams in a few weeks. so, so maybe stuff around that, and maybe just hanging out with friends. Yeah, I guess.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't remember particularly enjoying exams, but if you do well, I hope that's enough for you.
Yeah, thanks, thank you.
Word.
Awesome.
Uh, so for those who don't know you yet, can you give us a brief intro of like who you are, what you do, what you're doing here?
Yeah, so I'm Tobiloba, and I'm a software engineer and developer advocate at Million. So I currently I do stuff around front end, open source, and I've been a big fan of typescript-eslint ever since I knew Josh. And yeah, yeah, that's most stuff around me. So you probably see me on Twitter chilling or making noise or something.
Making noise is
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Excited to be here.
you make a lot of good noise on Twitter. You're very supportive
Thank
and happy, and it makes me happy. I like that. It's the kind of vibe I like in the
uh,
industry.
thank you very much, Josh. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Word. So today
Yeah.
we were gonna try to walk you through, or have you go through, contributing to TypeScript ESLint. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty much very very excited because this is the first time I'm working with the I'm writing source code for a linter, so it's definitely I'm like going to be going through the source code of a linter, so that's definitely mind blowing. Uh, and yeah, I've been a fan of the project for a while, so I'm excited to be contributing finally for the first time.
That sounds great. And I've
Yeah.
got the link in the chat for the issue you're going to be working on. Um,
Yep.
I'm excited about this also. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I think you're going to emerge a new man with all sorts of joy in your heart. It's going to be a lovely time.
Definitely.
And I'm ready to have you get started when you are.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. So I'll just try to share my screen or something.
Mhm.
All right, awesome. So sharing my screen now.
I'm also going to be mean to you and say, could you give us a brief intro of what is TypeScript ESLint, if you're willing?
What'd you say?
What can you tell us what is TypeScript ESLint in a
Uh,
sentence or
so
two?
TypeScript, TypeScript ESLint is a linter, should I say, that has a parser underneath that helps the seamless integration of ESLint and of the ES linter, or should I say ES linter, the ES tree that is gotten from ES tree specification from the ESLint and the TypeScript specification from the TypeScript EST or whatever. Um, yeah, it creates that integration between both of them. So it uses something called it generates something called a TSES tree, which is an EST that basically has um, a bunch basically has like a bunch of how should I put it? It's an object mostly of linked how should I put it? Like it's an object that has the abstract syntax tree of your code, but then now it has type safety from TypeScript AST. So it's basically like a combination of saying TypeScript AST plus ES links, ES ES string. Yeah, that's my rough explanation of how it works. I hope I didn't
Yeah.
embarrass myself.
I'll move move my face to
I
the
can't
right
hear you.
here. Oh no, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can't know.
Okay, good. I changed a few settings in StreamYard. Oh,
Okay.
and it reverted back. But yeah, no, that's a great explanation. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I was expecting you to give like a very brief one. That was much more in depth than what I was expecting, which is awesome. Nicely done.
All right.
Yeah, we're the
Yeah.
tooling that
Thank
lets
you.
you run ESLint and prettier with TypeScript. And then what you
Yeah.
just said. Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you. Hmm? So yeah. So now, next steps. This issue.
Mhm. What's going on here?
So the bug says, SS bug, no redundant, type constituents, no unsafe. Guessing this is the bug. So it says differentiate the types error any from a true any. Now true in quotes. Yeah, I don't know what that means. But let's go through the issue. It says before you find any word, I've tried starting with you, like standard stuff. So now this is the playground link to where the issue was gotten from. Yes. Initially. Let's just come back here real quick and see. Okay, it's the repro code. So and the config was specified right here for the ES manager. Exactly. Yeah, this is it. So it says module.export rules, types ES names, no unsafe assignments. You know, no unsafe assignment rule should show error. But what is the unsafe assignment here? So basically, what we're doing here is we declare the variable called value, and we are giving it a type of number. Whenever we're saying value equals spooky, where is spooky coming from? Spooky doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, spooky is spooky. It doesn't exist. It's an error.
Yes, but now the error we're getting is unsafe assignment of an any value by 3:1. 3:10. Yeah, cannot find him spooky. I mean, this error is kind of like how should I put this? This error is fair, though, but like I'm not really getting what the issue says. So it says expected results. User should be told that the type is an error variant of any. It's confusing to have the same report show up for both a real any and an error in type checking. Okay, user should be told that the type is an error variant of any. Confused?
Yeah. So I
Okay.
can provide a little context here.
Hmm?
In TypeScript lands, when you have something that is not just like explicitly the type any, but like actually a type error, like a variable that doesn't exist, the way that that type gets displayed in the APIs when you ask for the string version of the type is any, which is kind of accurate. Like it is an any, but it's not super precise. Like it's confusing as a user where if you're in the middle of writing code and you save your file and it's halfway done and you got red squiggling saying type any. It's not that it's type any, it's that you haven't finished writing your code. It's an error type. It's not any. So
That makes sense.
we've gotten reports once in a while that this is confusing. I personally find it confusing. We'd like to say some different error message saying it's an any that's actually an error or something like that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. So now, although the types type to string returns any, its intrinsic name is error. See the types panel of the linked playground. Types panel. So now, source find expression type to string any. Okay. Its intrinsic name is error.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Types panel of playground. Now error types in type checking. Error types in type checking are often a symptom of this configuration. Error types can or types experience limits. So linked is starting with a question. So the person had tried to create my own type. Disposable. But ESN chose the following error. Any overrides or other types in this constitution type. I'm using the following packages. No video. That indicates that something is wrong with it. Without typing something is configured and operated. Okay. Okay, so now I understand what the issue is. I think because okay, let me explain the issue so we get clarity on whether or not we're on the same page. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, so the issue says, according to this playground, we created a variable named value, assigned it that number, but now we're assigning spooky to value. So now, according to the code we've written here, spooky technically does not exist. But now the issue we are getting is the error where the response or feedback we're getting from typescript-eslint is that say assignment of an any value which is not very accurate per se. But I think this is the response from ESLint. It's not very accurate, but this should actually be the error we get. This should actually be the response we get because spooky does not exist, right?
Yeah. I think we're not looking to like significantly overhaul how the lint rules work or whatnot. That's like kind of a larger thing, maybe as a follow-up. But I'm thinking we want to tweak the error message or tweak the message coming from the lint rule. Instead of saying it's an unsafe assignment of an any value, I'm suggesting we say something like unsafe assignment of an error value or something like that.
Oh, okay. I think okay. The
Just like
issue
a
makes sense.
cool.
So
I haven't
so
thought
instead
too much about it, to be honest.
okay. Okay. No. So now we see that we're looking for an intrinsic name of error in the code base, and we're going to edit the error message that is returned from there to say unsafe assignment of an error value instead of any. So we edit the string per se. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, unsafe is something like that. Yeah, I think we're on the right
So
page.
now,
Yeah.
okay. So now let's go find the playground. I guess. So there has to be a code that the playground is calling for any of this to work. So running the playground. So playground take me to playground. So let's find that tools.
Sorry, I might have misheard. What are you looking for right now?
The playground code.
Oh, you don't need to touch the playground code, I think, for this. The playground code, quote unquote, just visualizes what's in the rules. So what you probably
Yeah.
want to look for is the rule, which is there's a file with the same name as each rule. So like the no unsafe assignment rule has a no unsafe assignments file.
This file. Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, this file.
Awesome.
So now we found the file. So I'm looking for. Okay, I'm just going to read through this because I've not really seen code like before. So I'm going to find where that error message is.
hmm
So let's look through the code. So I'm just going to like jump the gun here and just search for this instead.
Makes sense.
So okay, so we found this in one place, then we found it in another place here. But we need to check. I think we need to verify that yeah, it's unsafe assignment. We can't find this unsafe assignment. Did I delete something here? Oh, I removed that. My bad. So we're looking for like the intrinsic whatever of we need to look for this right type to string for us to exactly know what that is. Or am I just editing the message right?
Yeah. So you found the message. It's one of those two message IDs. And the way ESLint rules work is um, for these types of message IDs, they're stored in that one metadata object there. The rule is meta, it's called meta.messages. And then later, if you search for any example of that same string, like any assignment in camel case, that's where the rule is reporting that error. So it's like it's literally called message ID, like the ID of the message.
Okay. So I can just edit this from here.
You could edit that message, but we don't want to change it for the case of an actual any. Like if someone literally does
Yeah.
type any in their code and then assigns that value somewhere.
Okay, so that means we need to handle that specific case in code.
hmm
But now we need to find where that specific case is being handled. So looking through this, for this, yes. So Let me see if there's any other information I can find that will give you context. ID 5, that have anything to do with it? Type to string, of any. But we've already found out. So ID of 5. Does 5 mean anything here? 5. Okay. But let's read through this code and see what we're looking for. So no answer for assignment. Allow assign a value with type element yes, recommended. While type checking true. Join or save array pattern. So program type checker, spell options, check array structure alpha. So any type any array type, message ID, save array pattern. Let's find this.
Nice.
Array
Yes,
pattern.
you're on the right path.
Array pattern, save array pattern. Any assignment. I see. So now message IDs of these two types is referencing these guys at the top here.
Mm-hmm.
So should be able to put this guy.
Oh, on my keyboard, it's commands the backslash above the enter key to split. That's the shortcut I use.
Oh, okay. So we have this guy here. So now it says this expression, get this expression, sender node. Sender node is coming from check assignments. Yes, to the expression. Okay. Do this expression and it's type any type. Get constraint type as allocation services. So what does this do? Services of program, injection services. Set type checker gets this concept of type. Returns the boolean.
So you're on the right path. I want to pause here because this is a really cool piece of TypeScript trivia. Are you familiar with the concept of a type constraint?
No, like explain exactly what you mean. I'm not sure I am.
Almost no one has ever had to deal with this thing. So we on the team constantly write bugs because we forget to handle this. So it's been emblazed in my mind what a constraint is. When you have a generic, like let's say a generic function, like it has a function identity t, input is t, output is t, whatever that t type is, that's the type parameter, the generic function. You can constrain that t, that type parameter, some other type. You can say like t extends whatever string or number, or like t extends object, to say that the type parameter can only be something assignable to that, like only a number or only a string or whatever. Make sense and sound reasonable so far?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Cool. So if we in typescript-eslint, if one of our rules has to look at a piece of code, a value, where the type of that value is a constrained generic type parameter, then we know that that value is basically of that constraints type. So if you have like t extends number and then something that's type t, then that something is basically type number. But in TypeScript's representation, it's not number, it's t. It's whatever t happens to be, which could be number, could be 2, could be 1 or 3, whatever. So this get constraint type or location says, give me the type of the node, and if it's a type parameter that's constrained to something, then give me that constraint.
That makes
We've
sense.
had at least a dozen bugs from us forgetting to handle that. That's all I wanted to go into. I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool. So, so it's expression. It's type any type. Just simple. Okay. So calling this function type, print flag, found an error, any type, return true, else return false, start any type, return true if the type is okay. So now context of report, wherever this is. So now in this case, we're now assigning the message ID to this. So that's why this message here gets shown to the user. Message ID, where's message ID of any assignment to this, which is this guy, gets shown to the user. So now we need to find where this exact message save assignment of an any value. So I need to find any assignments. So any assignments that we're looking for. When the message ID gets set to any assignment, it has to be with what's going on. Okay, it's just a string here. So by okay, I see. By default, the message ID is set to any assignment. It's only in certain cases message ID gets reset. Only when this is true. That's when the message assignment gets reset to message ID gets set to this guy, and then this is shown instead of this one, which is like default.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense so far. So now we need to find where message ID is being returned, I guess. So context of reports, I see. So node, a reporting node, message ID, return true. This is an entire function. Yes, an entire function. That's comparison type because comparison type. Check assignment. Where's check assignment being called? Sorry. Check assignments. It's called in.
Yeah.
No ID, it's comparison type. So
By the way, actually, before you continue, I have to ask. It's been intriguing me. What is this thing with the outline around the block you're looking at? Is that like an extension or something in VS Code?
oh yeah, it's
Like-
it's called Blockman or something. I can't remember. So it kind of like helps me focus. I don't know. Is it affecting the stream or something? So I call it. It's called Block.
Blockman from Lee DevBro.
Let me check. Something. Okay, let me see my installed extensions. Where is it? Oh my god. Yeah, it's called Blockman. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks. I'll try it out. Oh, sweet dear. Oh my god. That's that's an intense. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. It's an error from top. Where's this error coming from? Oh, come on. So okay, so we're on the right track, I guess. Check assignments. But now they're like, so now it's a very long return statement. Is a recursive function. No, it's not. And then we enter. Let's return. Okay, so it gets returned. It's not something here. So return variable declarator from the object and it's like polynomial. Then we get to
For what it's worth, you don't really need to go deep down this exploration route, I think, to get this bug fix in. What I think you're seeing so far is pretty reasonable, which is that there is a check assignment function that gets run in several types of things, such as a variable declaration or declarator, to be specific. And then if that check assignment or inside, if it sees that there is something that has the any type flag set, so if it's something that's type any being assigned to something that's not already any, then it complains. Does that sound right and reasonable to you?
Wait, could you repeat that?
Sure. So what we're seeing here is that there is a function called check assignment. That's where you've spent a lot of time looking, and that's the right place to spend that time. Check assignment says, I'm going to look at this assignment, like for example, a variable declarator, and I'm going to see if what's being assigned is type any. That's what you saw with the type flags at anything. If what's being assigned is type any, then I report some complaints about the node. Does that sound right to you? Are we on the same page with that?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, what I'm going to say is type okay. That's coming from here. Yes. Oh, now if there's no implicit this. Yes. Okay. So that means then
Yeah, we can probably ignore that case for now, just for the sake of getting to change. Cool. So you've got a message ID, which by default is any assignment. Excuse me. And then ignoring this no implicit this shenanigan. Then you have on the roughly next line context.report node, the reporting node, and the message ID. That's the juice.
Yes.
That's what we're looking for, I think. That's
Yeah,
where
that's
the rule like actually reports. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm thinking of what I'm thinking of is if I were to like edit this line, I might need to write another condition here that checks to see that for that specific case. But that specific case we are dealing with, I'm still looking for how to pass this specific case because
Sure.
okay. So now once if assignment of any value is returned, then we have something like this. But we need to edit the error message. So maybe there has to be something that can trigger this case. We can't edit that because to affect. We can't edit this guy because to affect every other case. But we can say something like, what if we created another error message here? We call it any assignment or like error assignment or something. Then we say unsafe assignment. That's right.
Unsafe ass. 12-year-olds on the internet right now on my side of the call.
So now we have this setup, but now we need to check for that case. Obviously, it's not the case of when. There has to be a way to check this case.
So what you want to do, if I'm understanding right, is I think you want to check if the type that's being sent. So there's the receiver and the sender. So you're checking if the sender is an error. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
Cool. So fun fact, we actually augment the TypeScript types. The way the TypeScript, I'm going to use the word type way too many times here because I'm talking about the TypeScript types for the type. Great. But TypeScript has a shape called type that represents what its API tells you about the type of the value. TypeScript provides a bunch of stuff that's public that like all consumers are allowed to use. And then internally, it also has noted a few extra fields on that type. And those are marked as private, so they're not mentioned in the declaration files for external consumers like us. But we know they're there. So we've added in manually in our types, like in addition to all this stuff TypeScript says exists, there are also a few more fields that we know. And one of those fields that we say we know exists is called intrinsic name. And I think that's what you're going to want to use. So if you do sender type dot intrinsic name in code, I think you'll get a string on your left.
Let me log that. So
also, hi, in the chat.
What'd you say?
Oh, just saying hi to someone in the chat. Also, welcome,
Oh,
Semi.
okay. Yeah. So yeah, I want to log that object. How do I get the intrinsic type objects?
Yep. So you're going to want to do probably on line 256 or 262, somewhere inside that function, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yeah, so that sender type is the type you're looking for, I think.
Or is it sender type? Okay. Wait, what's going on?
So you're on the web. That's the public website right now. Unfortunately, the way our the way our playground works, ooh, look at that console error, is you have to rebuild the ESLint plugin package. So your console logs aren't going to get there quickly. My advice would be to try to use the VS Code debugger to launch a single test case and then like put a breakpoint in the file. Is that something you're up for trying out here?
Yeah, but I'm not familiar with it, so you might have to like walk me through that.
Let's do it. It's great.
Okay.
So yeah, if you look up no unsafe assignment.test.ts by name, I can never remember the path to them. We can see. Yeah. Cool. Oh boy. Auto-generated tests. Yay. So yeah, 2 steps to do. There we go. Those look good. One is click. Have you ever like placed a breakpoint in like a browser, DevTools, or VS Code, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean it's always on this side.
Yeah, so do that. Excellent. Do that in the no unsafe assignment TS source file on the left next to line 280. So on the left split pane, the source code. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. And then click the file on the right, the test file, and press F5 on your keyboard to do the debug. Or if you want there's maybe not that one. Anyway, that's the shortcut, but I wish I had the like pointer thingy from Zoom. Oh man. I really screwed up your computer now.
I can't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Did Siri just override me?
Yes.
Damn you, Siri.
To enable.
What's the commands? Run the commands debug. What is it? Well, anyway, on the top left of VS Code, you see where there's a little pages icon with the blue circle around the 1. I don't know what to call that. I think it's the activity bar.
Blue circle.
Yeah, that thing. You know what? Can I screen share just a moment to show you how I would do this? Just to save you some pain. I don't know how to describe these things on the internet, and I'm sorry. I wish I did.
Yeah, it's cool.
Cool. So I got basically the same thing as you set up right here. Zoom in. So on the left, we have the source file. On the right, we have the test file. What I was trying and failing to describe, I truly don't know how to say this, is this run and debug menu. And F5 is the shortcut for start debugging.
Ah, okay.
So if I start debugging, oh shoot, I don't have a test file in my bad. There we go. If I do it right, I've just pressed F5, start debugging again. So these unit tests on the right are just a bunch of different cases. Each one of these will have the rule run in them. It's like a virtual file.
Okay.
And now I've hit the debugger, so I can take a look at all my local variables. For example, everything defined in check assignment the function. I can look at receiver type, and I can see that its intrinsic name is any. So what I would do then is right-click on the breakpoint, edit breakpoints, and check receiver type dot intrinsic name equals error, so that we only break if the intrinsic name is error. And it looks like we don't have a case for that, so you'll want to do something like, I don't know, let value equals spooky or something like that. And if I'm lucky and correct, then this should trigger my breakpoint, because spooky should be an error type. Nope. Anyway, the way we would then debug this, and this is probably just easier to show, is I'm just going to set only true, which tells ESLint to only run this unit test. So I'm going to just set the breakpoint again. Come on, unit test. Please run. There we go. So now I'm just running this unit test. And if we look at this, oh, I said receiver type. I probably meant sender type. There we go. My bad. Sender type dot intrinsic name is error. Does that all make sense and sound reasonable to you?
Yeah, let me try it.
Let's do it. I'm gonna stop sharing. All you.
Awesome. So sharing my
You're doing
screen
great,
now.
by the way. You're like on the right path. This is really exciting. I'm pumped about this.
Thank you. Can you see my screen yet?
No, because I forgot to add to stage. There we go. We're good. Oh,
Oh,
no,
I need to reshare. Sorry. Oh, because yeah, it was down there. Yeah. All right, awesome.
and we're good.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So we're going to add the breakpoints to context the report. Take this guy out. So I go to the, I say there's blah blah blah. So then I can add. I guess I can add another code snippet according to what you did. Let me just grab this and just copy paste it.
That's what I would do. Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot. Wait, chill. Where does this? Okay, this closes this entire. Yeah. Exam is incorrect by doing that. Then just paste this down here, and then code starts from here, ends where. Wait.
You can delete that first options thing.
Yeah.
That's not. We don't care.
So I set only true. Does it have to be in the parser options?
It wouldn't be a part of parser options. It would be its own property. So you can delete parser options and then write only true.
Okay, so debugger.
This is great. This is great. It's gonna hit. It hits. I feel like
Okay, so okay. It's going good. So I'm looking for intrinsic or something.
You're looking for a sender type, because that's the type being sent over. I just know this off the top of my head from looking at the rule before. There's the sender and the receiver. So the sender type is what is being given.
Yeah, found it. So now that I found it, so now we need to yeah, I guess this is pretty straightforward. So I need to grab the case of when sender type dot intrinsic name equals error, right?
Sorry, can you say? I think I missed that.
So I need to grab the case of when sender type dot intrinsic name, right?
Yes, if sender type dot intrinsic name is error. Yeah. Yes. Hi, Alien.
How come I'm getting so many errors?
I don't know. Oh,
can't I spell?
The types look a little, are like the errors get a little different when you are debugging. So you can stop debugging now.
Wait, you.
In fact,
wait,
you're doing everything fine. You're totally allowed to do what you're doing. But
Oh, I thought I was doing it. Wait, I'm supposed to be doing it outside.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm supposed to be doing it inside the if statement. Let's try it inside the if statement. because that
Oh, yeah.
this is where it matters. Yeah, sorry. So let me turn off debugging, or should I just continue like that?
I'd say turn it off because it'll give you different messages if you're in debugging mode. So the very top of your screen in the middle, there's the red square outline, a little drop down toolbar there. Yeah.
Found it. Awesome.
Yeah, Elliot. So
So
we
it's-
tried setting up a, I'll just say in the chat. Never mind. Sorry. Please continue.
Okay. So if you send out the intrinsic type equals any, I basically want to still just rename to the wait, I still need to create that error type. I already created it, right? Which is error assignment. Or do I just write a string?
Yeah, I'd say for now you can make a new error message for it. We could probably do like some clever shenanigans later to get like reusing the existing stuff, but I think that's fine for now.
Yeah, I can still do a template literal logic thing. I guess I can try something. Let me see, what can I try? Let's see. Wait, create rule. Wait, let me try something simple for a proof of concept to make it work. Then we can like do something clever down. So let's try this.
Yeah. The old copy paste.
The error like that. So now that that's set up, I basically want to just make this guy error assignment. How come this guy is screaming at me?
Let's I can give you the explanation for that. It's annoying and it'll require you to do some refactoring. So I'd say let's just ignore that for now and we'll pretend it's happy and working and then we can fix it.
But it won't work, right? It won't work.
It'll works. You're just seeing a type error. TypeScript's mad because it doesn't think intrinsic name exists. There are only certain parts of our code base where you can refer to intrinsic name, which is intentional. So for now, we'll just pretend it's not yelling at you about that because you're about to get it to work.
Okay, so let's see. So do I rerun? Okay, this is live. So I need to copy this code. I'll put it in local. This is weird. How come it's not saying anything?
Yeah, so our playground requires a built version of ESLint plugin. So you can't see updates in the playground unless you rebuild everything.
So I need to kill the server. Yarn start again.
Yarn build and then yarn start. Yeah.
Okay, yarn build and start. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what if you just edited the script and allowed whenever you run the yarn start command, it should also build as well or something?
That's been brought up. The problem is sometimes builds kind of take a while. You know what? You can use like an as any or ts ignore or something, or we can go in and actually fix why it's yelling and like formally refactor. What would you rather do right now?
I would rather fix why it's yelling.
Okay, let's do it. So could you do me a favor and look up intrinsic name in a full text search?
Oh, okay.
In VS Code. Cool. So there are very few places in the repository that actually refer to intrinsic name. The one that we care about right now the most, actually you had seen earlier before when you're looking through code, is under predicates.ts. It's third from the bottom. That one, yeah. So you may recognize this from 20 minutes ago. Interestingly, there's no complaints. Type.intrinsic name is allowed. This is because if you right click and go to definition or go to type definition on intrinsic name, one of the first options. Yep. You'll see that there's this interface type, and this is declared. If you look at the file path here, packages, type utils, typings, TypeScript DTS. So we have declared our own TypeScript types that add on to the existing TypeScript types only in the type utils package. So only in this package are you allowed to refer to the intrinsic name of a type.
Ah, I see.
Does that make sense?
I see. Yeah, it makes sense. So how do I extend that scope to apply to this?
It's a good question. You could include this DTS file in ESLint plugin or copy and paste or something. But the reason why we did that, I think, is because we don't want people to refer to all these internal APIs. There's a whole bunch of stuff here that TypeScript really doesn't want people to look at, but we were like, screw you, we're going to do it anyway in polite language. So the right path actually, I think, would be similar to how you were just looking at that is type any type function in predicates TS. I would say write a similar function called is type error type inside that same predicates TS. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So just
Cool.
copy paste, essentially.
The answer to all our problems is copy paste.
So now I need to write. This is JS doc, right?
Yep,
Returns,
exactly.
returns error. Error. Okay, returns true. Sorry. If there is an this is very broad. If there is an error, it's very broad. Or is that acceptable?
It's close enough. I'd say maybe returns true if it is an error type, or if the type is an error type.
Okay.
Like error type, like the concept of an error type is generally what we're looking for here.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So if type is type error type, but error is not an actual type in TypeScript, right?
It depends on what you mean by is. It depends on what you mean by actual type.
Wait, chill. How come? Wait, this already has what we are looking for. Why are we still replacing it here?
That's a great question. I'm told that years ago, if you look at the blame, like the git blame on that line, years ago, we were curious about whether type.intrinsic name error happens very often. So we added that log. I think that this is actually older than 2 years because I think, actually, I don't know how old this is. Anyway, we don't really, I don't, we could dive into the history, see if Rebecca Stevens wrote it in that PR or if someone such as Rebecca wrote it earlier. It doesn't matter. Basically, that was just we were wondering, like, it would be nice for debugging to log when we see an error type. But you and I don't need to log. We know we are specifically looking for an error type. So I'd say just return whether the type.intrinsic name is error, and that's all you have to do in this function.
Okay, then this works then.
Well, that returns whether the type is an any type.
Oh, if type intrinsic name equals error, then we should log. Am I changing the logs? I feel like the log is what I'm changing because I don't see any other. Oh, okay. So I see this. Sorry. Is that like an error thing?
Even simpler. There's no like type flags that error. It's just the intrinsic name. So you can make it a one-liner. You can just return whether the type.intrinsic name is error.
Okay.
After copy and pasting, deleting code is, of course, our second favorite strategy.
Of course. So this is settled. So now I need to come here and call that function.
There you go.
Now, what I need to pass is sender the
Mhm.
intrinsic name. Do I need this? No, I just need sender type.
Yep. And just do
Yeah,
me a
so
favor. I
that's
think you'll want to yarn build in your command line because type utils is a different package and ESLint
yeah.
plugin
Let me
I
run.
think relies on its built outputs.
Yeah, let me
Yep.
run it again. Building. Oh, it's built. So yarn start again.
That seems suspiciously fast, but okay. Let's try that. I'm
Yes.
always
Oh, okay.
Oh, you
Wait,
know what?
what?
That when you I know it happened. Uh when you launch a debugger, it makes a new terminal. So you're gonna want to switch back in your terminal to your ZSH one. There we go.
Ah, I see.
That was too fast.
Yeah, it was too fast. I was confused. This is go up. Oh, it's not going up. Man. It's building. Now this is what I'm talking about. Okay. So yarn start again.
All right. Now we're juicing.
Update available for something. Company code. Why is he even doing that anyways? How am I even seeing it?
Loading times. There we go.
Oh, it saves it in somewhere. So interesting.
Now there's no error. Wait, go to your is the ESLint RC still enabling the rule in that tab?
What happened?
The code you wrote looks perfect to me. And +1 if only it could be that fast to build. Can you do me a favor? Can you go back to the playgrounds in Chrome in your browser? And open ESLint RC. It's above the source code, the 3 tabs, like above value number. So on the left half of the screen.
Oh, left off.
Cool. So where it says let value : number, your source code or the play code. Yeah. Aha. The rule wasn't enabled. Yes.
So I just basically say I was none of the rule, no unsafe assignments.
And it should autocomplete to give you the nice like TypeScript ESLint prefix and everything. Also, dear God, the terminal is really yelling at you.
Yes.
There we go.
I've done it on.
Error.
Right.
Fun fact. Because there's off, warn, and error.
Oh, so error.
Alrighty. Try all right. We have a different red squiggly than before. I see you've somehow collapsed the entire output that you were looking for, which is probably very inconvenient. But you did it! You fixed the bug! Woo! Congratulations. How do you feel?
Yeah. Well, I feel good. That was a very intense couple of minutes. Very,
Especially
very
towards the
intense.
end.
But I feel good. I feel
Awesome.
very good. Yeah. So do I push? How does this work?
Yeah, you can push if you want. I'll tell you the list of things we would need for a like full pull request to be accepted, which of course you don't need to do now. We would want unit tests, of course, because every developer always writes tests with 100% unit test coverage. That's just a truth of the industry that will never change. Please, no one take that seriously. But we actually do have like really high unit testing because lint rules,
Okay.
interestingly, are real easy to get high unit test coverage on, or
Okay.
less difficult, I should say, not
Okay.
easy. We'd want to. I think you saw earlier that there were like a few different kinds of error messages, like the implicit this thing. We'd want to also add the same logic for those errors. So yeah. So like the rule can actually handle quite a few different variants or flavors of implicit any's. Oh, sorry, of unsafe any's. There's what you just did, which is like the most common one, the most important one. But then there's like if you annotate this type of a function, which you fun fact for anyone who's unfamiliar, you can say in TypeScript this function will be called with a particular this. So that needs to have this too. There's also I see 4 messages around arrays or something like this, or like three or so's. So we'll have to also make sure those work well for whatever. So
Okay.
there are edge cases to be handled, but if you want to send up just a draft pull request for reference now, I think that would be good because that would show that you're working on the thing and stop someone else from sending a pull request. Also, just show that you did the thing, which I think is cool to be able to show off. What
Well,
do you think?
yeah, I think I might want to undo those edge cases. Do you think it's something I can like just take head on or something?
Yeah. My advice would be, yeah, let's get that draft pull request sent up just in case like the internet blows up or something. And then, yeah, we can start working on those.
Okay, awesome. So I still have like some time. So let's add. Do I add all the files or do I have to add a specific file? Do I add all my changes or stage just a specific change? Oh, I need to check out the new branch.
Yes. Oh, I see activity in the chat. Holy crap, a party of 54. Thanks, Daniel. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to just quickly paste or try to Stream Elements some shortcuts. And of course, Stream Elements has since crashed. But welcome, everyone. We are working on an issue in typescript-eslint. An issue that I just pinned in the chat. For anyone who's not familiar with ASTs or ESLint plugins or all that stuff, I just posted a great blog post that dives into what we're working on. With me here is Tobiloba. Toby, how would you describe yourself? Dev Advocate at Million?
Software engineer, yeah, Dev Advocate at Million. Yeah,
awesome. I'm just standing here shouting anecdotes and tips from the sidelines. Toby's the one actually doing the work of fixing this bug.
Check out.
And if any of y'all have questions or things you want to talk about, please do ask. Always happy to chat. Also, shout out Daniel Rowe, one of the nicest people in open source.
Oh, Daniel Rowe is in the chat. Amazing.
He says, hey, hey.
Hey, Daniel. So I can see the chat screen. I'm currently on the screen. You check out FNB. So okay, now what do I name this branch? Fix error type assignment. So I just hit push origin.
By the way, Daniel and I are both going to be at CityJS London
Awesome.
later this year.
Awesome. Wait, chill. Oh God, I didn't fork the repo.
Oh
no! I made
it's okay.
such a rookie mistake.
I have made that mistake so many times that I've since basically memorized how to like redirect my local to a fork. Oh yeah, Elian, you'll be there too. That's right.
Elian is in the chat too.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
There are going to be so many.
I need to Google how to reset remote origin.
Oh, I'll send you the git remove origin upstream, git remote add origin. Your name.
I found it.
I'm typing in the chat too.
I found it already. This remote.
Oh, well, never mind then.
iPhone B. So I have no origin at the moment. So now I need to pick this origin. So yeah. So sorry. So now I need to so this remote add origin this name. I hope this is it though. So this remote iPhone B. Well, so sorry. So does it take me to my repo? Yeah, it
Mhm.
takes me to my repo. Yeah. So let's try
Awesome.
putting it again.
Nice.
Do I need to restage? Let me just restage to be safe. I ASCII run. Let's try this. Yay! Work.
Nice.
So
Oh,
okay, now I need to reset to your own repository. Wait, it's
that
going
all
to
looks
yours.
good.
But then it's telling me.
Did you push the commit? Did you make a
Yeah,
commit?
I did. Yeah, I made a commit.
Did you now?
What am I doing? What am I doing?
Can you get
All right.
status?
Yeah, let me try that.
Aha.
I did. So, oh
I
wait,
believe
chill.
you. I saw you type the commands, but then it did the whole thing.
That means, oh my god, I don't. Segmentation fault. Is this? Am I supposed to be concerned about this?
You know what?
Yes.
I'd say don't worry about it. -- no verify. I've never seen that before, and I don't particularly find diving into that to be an appealing prospect right now. So wait, the
Well,
commit
it's
failed. So you're gonna have to commit
yes.
M again, same thing, but with -- no verify.
Like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we should be fine now. Yeah. Okay. We're fine. We're
That's
fine.
the
Fresh.
good output. I like that.
All right. Okay. Good. So it fixes issue. That's 8231 if I remember correctly. I memorized the
Yeah.
issue number.
Nice. Tell me you've worked
That
in
issue.
open source on GitHub without telling me.
That issue was
What?
marked as accepted.
Yes.
Yeah. This is good, right? Yeah, I
still
basically
find
followed.
yeah.
I basically followed Jason, Josh rather. I can't believe I said Jason. I didn't follow Josh. I didn't say PR. That's eslint. There's so much thoughts about Jason going on in my head for some reason.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you may not be able to be your PR. So I added that. Is this even safe? Okay, yeah, it is because we're using message ID. So for now, that makes sense. Obviously, there could be some refactoring. But let's add
Yeah,
this
so
for
I'd
now.
say this. Wait. What? My request would be set this as a draft pull request rather than a full one. So the little green arrow next to the create pull request. So
my
in that
God,
button,
what?
there's a big green create pull. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Draft.
Woo! And I'm gonna post that in the chat. Pull 8304. Nice.
Awesome.
Cool.
So this has been set up, and now let's come back to. I have time. Let's come back to the.
Oh. One of us is internet freezing. And I don't think it's me. Oh no. Oh no. Wow. I'm so glad we sent that pull request. I was just worried, in general. I didn't think this would be that well timed. Oh boy. Wow. I know I should be more sad that we don't get to continue or might not be able to continue if Toby doesn't come back online, but I'm just impressed with the timing of it. That is wild. That's I'm gonna message him. Wow. I'm just floored by this. Anyway, the floor is yours, dear audience in the Twitch chat. What do y'all want to talk about? You have me here. I wrote the O'Reilly Learning TypeScript book, which just got translated into Chinese and German. I work on typescript-eslint and open source. I have 3 cats with my spouse. Tell you a joke. Alien. That's the joke. Just kidding. What does a cat say when they hurt? Meow. Meow. Now you have to tell me a joke, Alien. Fun fact, I used to be really into Halo, hence the Legendary Edition Halo 3 helmet case. I got that Hunter at a silent auction at 343 Industries at Microsoft. I actually kind of was accidentally rude to one of the employees. I outbid him at the last moment, but we made up. I didn't realize I was being a dick. It was my first silent auction. That's a light up energy sword that I got on Amazon for like $15. Sorry, Alien. I don't know what to tell you, man. You set yourself up. I couldn't resist. Oh my god, check out this candle I have. I want to shout out the Milkwick Candle Company. Let's see if I can get the zoom. This thing smells so good. It smells like a blueberry waffle. It's incredible, like with syrup and everything. I light it so rarely because it's my favorite one and I save it for good occasions. Oh, an actual question on the things we should be talking about. Thank you, Semi-Jax. I appreciate it. But also any questions, fine. This is a great one. How do I start contributing, or how can I start contributing to the TypeScript-eslint repo? Great question. How do I say this? Great one. So for context for anyone who's not familiar, I will answer the question next. ESLint is the standard linter for JavaScript. There are multiple linters that you can choose from nowadays, but the most popular and well-known one is ESLint. It stands for ECMAScript lint. ECMAScript is the language specification JavaScript is based on. Fine. TypeScript ESLint is like a set of tooling that you use on top of or with ESLint and similar tools. TypeScript-eslint is a monorepo or a set of packages containing a few different things. If you want to know more about either of them, there's eslint.org, which talks about ESLint, and typescript-eslint.io, which talks about TypeScript ESLint. Sorry, TypeScript-eslint. This is not to be confused, by the way, with here, I'm going to share my screen. This is not to be confused with TypeScript. ESLint is a linter, whereas TypeScript is a language. But ESLint, the linter, by default just works on JavaScript. It's not made for all these random other language extensions like TypeScript or your fancy schmancy custom language or JSX or whatever. So you need tooling to get ESLint to work with other things. So that's why the TypeScript ESLint project exists. It's a set of tooling that allows standard JavaScript tools, such as most commonly ESLint and Prettier, to support TypeScript. So if you want to get started contributing to us, thank you for asking. That's a great question. First of all, we have docs that explain the project, how to get started as a user, what linting with type information is. That's like one of our big things. And then we also have a contributing guide. And this thing will walk you through like what we use discussions, issues, pull requests for. It's very common in open source nowadays to set things up in a pretty standard way. Everything, if you want to get started fixing a bug or sending a feature, make sure there's an open issue that's been marked as accepted. And then we have a local development guide saying fork the repo, git clone it, and then yarn. So actually, let me show doing that real quick. So Todd, oh my God, Todd, did you have a birthday recently? I had a note for this weekend to message you happy birthday because I thought it was around this time of year. When was your birthday? Oh, hey, Toby's back. Toby, you're back.
Yeah, sorry, my network went off for some reason. That was very weird. So that's like
It was
try another
so
network.
well timed. I was shocked by it. I was really amused. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry
it
for missing your
was.
birthday, Todd. Belated.
Yeah. So what are you doing now?
First I insulted Elian, and then I felt bad about it. Then Semi-Jax asked, how do I start contributing the types of ESLint repo, which was a question, what I was then answering of like, go to our contributing guide, and I was about to start walking through it because that's what you had done earlier. But
Yeah.
welcome back. Is your internet
Yeah.
doing okay?
It's doing well. It's doing well. Yeah.
Awesome. If I remember right, where we were was you had just sent the pull request, like right before the internet cut off, just chef's kiss. And you were about to, like, the pull request was a draft because it was just like the main flow, and we were going to start
Yep.
addressing the edge cases.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that something you still are up for doing?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let me stop my screen sharing. All you?
Awesome. Can you see my screen yet?
Yes, and now everyone can. Hooray!
Okay, awesome. Perfect. So we're going to address the edge cases. Yes. So the other edge cases we have, I'm guessing for these cases, right?
Yes, all those fun friends. And in fact, I actually want to give you a good direction to go down for a first change. I think it'll make your life easier.
Okay.
I'll look at line 51 with the curly squigglies with sender and receiver. These reports can have, it's like a little templating in there, like a mustache or handlebars if you use those. So you can tell it what to substitute in for that string. So instead of copying and pasting every single error message to make an error version of it instead of an any version, you can have it take in the thing to say. Does that
So
make
I can
sense?
just do this instead. Like maybe right here and then right here. But then how do I call unsafe assignments? Let me check first. Oh, so when you are reporting for unsafe assignments, you then attach the sender and receiver. But the instruction goes from results. So where is results coming from? I can't hear you. You're saying something.
Oh, sorry. What was the question?
No, I was stepping through the code.
Mhm.
So I can see that you return all of this, and then you return a map as well. But then you structure sender and receiver from results. Okay, so this is result, you structure receiver, and then you structure sender. Okay, I see it. So that means I can refactor my function then.
Mhm.
So and instead of but then now where the issue might lie is okay, the type of the sender. Well, I only need the type of the sender, so I can just do this instead. Oh, can I create a file for? Okay, I don't need to do that, right? Can I create a file for just errors, or do I just use the predicates file?
You could. My thought is though, I think you can get by with just a utility function in the no unsafe assignment TS file, because my guess is there every time context.report gets called, you're probably going to want to provide the same kind of like data shenanigans, like checking if it's an error type and giving a different message if so. Does that make sense?
Okay. Wait. So what you're saying is that I should write just the function here that I will just call in my what's it called in my it's on safe assignment condition, so that it checks to see it checks to see the parameters I need, and I just attach them to both sender. What I'm trying to do here. Okay, let me see. What I'm trying to do here is that where my head is at is that I'm trying to write something of this sort, like you said, but I want it to be in such a way that since in my own case I only care about it's a generic message here. What we're doing is a generic message. So it just says unsafe assignment of an error value. But now when we start handling these edge cases, when we have this guy, and our edge cases aren't that much. They're mostly around. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, I didn't get what you said there. Because the edge cases I'm thinking of I don't think error is related to any of these guys. How?
For each of them, at some point in the message, any is being sent over, except for line 51, unsafe assignment. That I don't know what's going on there. But for all the other ones, it says any. So for those, I'm thinking you'll probably want to be able to substitute in, instead of any, have it be like a sender or message or some like template there. So that if it's an error
Okay.
type, it says error. If it's otherwise any old any, it says any. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. So I changed this then to
Exactly. Yeah.
that I come down here into my function. I need to see my function. So my function would not just return true. Now my function is to return intrinsic name.
Wait. Sorry, I think I might have lost something. Could you go back to the code you changed earlier, around line 280 or so? Yeah. So okay, on that context.report, context.report can also take in a data object, and that data object contains key value pairs for that substitution thingy you just added. So that's, I think, where you'd want to put in the data. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think I saw a replica of it on safe assignments. So are you referring to this?
There we go. Yeah.
So I can just do this instead and say sender, which is the variable I care about, is should I say sender type dot it's a safe assignment. Sorry, not it's a safe assignment. What's the variable I'm looking for? Intrinsic something.
There are really only two options here. It's either any or error. So you can check, is type error type? If so, error, otherwise any.
Okay. Wait, sure. It's type error.
So literally just the same thing you called on a few lines earlier, line 280. Yep. Exactly. Yes. Beautiful.
So
Cool.
now, wait, sure. This is going to break stuff, right? That means I need to edit every place here to be sender. Everybody has to be sender.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to stress. Sender type, sorry.
I actually like sender more, to be honest. Because that's what was in the code
Yes.
before. It's a smaller name. I like small or like, straightforward.
Yeah,
It's up to you.
that's yeah, reasonable. I agree. Let me just send that instead. But I can't
No,
change it from here. This one has to stay as sender. So sender is
it's the
one
key.
from here.
So you're
Yeah.
good.
Sender. What else do I have? Any? Sender. What else do I have? Any?
Line 44.
Sender.
Yep.
I think that's all. Oh, this guy. Oh, it doesn't affect these guys.
I think on line
But those-
the first any on that line you'll want, I think.
This one.
Yeah.
Wait, it should. Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's like like the same error message as any assignment, but with a bunch of extra information added too.
Okay. So we don't need those guys. I think that's all right. Oh, and then this guy. We need to. This guy. No. We don't need to. Pick that guy. Well, we can still edit this
I'll
guy
look
though.
Yeah, but interestingly, you now have two of the same thing. The first two messages are the same, so you
It
can
will not be the same thing. I can remove this guy.
you can just get rid of one of them.
I'm
Beautiful.
thinking, if I remove this guy, does it still make sense that? So all the code I've written did not make sense. The message ID I was editing down here was pointless though. Oh, it's still useful. No, it's pointless now because
Yes.
Yeah,
I like where you're
it's
going with this.
pointless now. Yeah, it's pointless now because I wouldn't need. Where is it? I wouldn't need this anymore.
Exactly.
Take
Beautiful.
this guy out, and then my type is going to scream at me because I wrote the type somewhere. Why is it not screaming at me?
Because you already removed the thing it would have
It
screamed
should be
about.
screaming. No, this guy should be screaming.
Oh yeah. Nice. This is great.
So that's all.
I really like this refactor you're doing. This makes me happy. Because it makes sense. Like you're with quotes around just augmenting the existing error message. You're not like, drastically changing how the rule works.
Yeah. So let's run, right? So Jan build.
Mm-hmm. Now, one note I'll make, we don't have like fancy TypeScript types set up for this, so we can't auto detect it. But everywhere else that's context style report, you'll also want to put in that same data sender thing because you also changed all the other messages too.
Oh. So now everywhere there's context, I need to update that.
Mm-hmm. So you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, but I think
more of that.
I think. Oh, okay. That means I need to bring my function. Okay, I can still just call it from anywhere. So data is going to be here. Or let me just copy that block of code and just paste it everywhere.
Ye old copy and paste.
So context. Oh, okay. All right, I think I'm good. So let me repeat. Battery. So Jan starts. Okay. I need to refresh this guy. So now I need to paste the code here. Where's the code? Wait, am I still online? Oh yeah, I'm still online.
You're good.
I thought my network kicked me out again. Frick.
No, you're good. Honestly, my strategy for pairings like this one is I mostly shut up when the person is just doing exactly what they need. I don't want to get in the way. So the fact that I'm not talking a lot here is great. Less
Oh,
of me,
okay.
the better.
Well, I think this still works.
That's the online playground, typescript-eslint.io.
Oh God.
I'm glad that still works too. Nice,
Well, it still
nice.
works.
Still spooky.
But it showed up though. So
That's fine. That's the TypeScript errors or diagnostics, as they're called.
yeah. So how do I activate the any error? So maybe I try something like that. Maybe any. Maybe that will activate it.
See what happens. Yeah, I think now you'll just get TypeScript complaints. Ah, nice. And a lint one. Good, good. Yeah, I guess the rule will complain if you assign an any to anything
Yeah.
that's even an
Or
any.
whatever.
So
Yeah.
that's
So
not an exception.
maybe. Yeah. So maybe just like. I'm trying to break this so that I capture these other edge cases. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? So what's the case? Well, I think it works though for the most part of it. For what it works, it does work.
Yeah. This is great. I think my guess, here's what always happens with these things. As I currently do now, believe that what you did is great and solid. All that's left then is unit tests. What normally happens in the unit test is we realize, oh, Josh was wrong. Actually, there's some more edge cases to be handled. But barring anything discovered in the unit test, I'm very happy with how things are going. How do you feel about all this?
Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty very awesome because we found initially I did a hacky thing where I wrote I went to obviously we're like debugging and just trying stuff out, and then we did something we could have done in like one line of code in like 7 or 8 line of code. So that was fun. I mean, initially we did it in one way, then we factored it, and yeah, I'm very satisfied with how it turned out because this feels much more cleaner and straightforward.
Cool. So yeah, just to recap,
So-
I want to make sure everyone watching is on the same page. The original complaint was that, and tell me if I say anything that you think is off. The rule tells you unsafe assignment of any value, even if the any is caused by your types being wrong, like literally, like not just wrong, but like an error, like you refer to a variable that doesn't exist or something. And that's kind of confusing because it's not like an explicit any, or it's not like a code any, it's like an error. So the bug was like, hey, can you make it explicitly say error when it's an error type? And that's what you did. You checked if the type is an intrinsic name error, if it's like the error type, and change the report to say error instead of any, if so. Does that all sound reasonable and good to you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it does. That was and it was very fun because it's my first time actually exploring the typescript-eslint code base. So you did a very good job onboarding me as well. So I'm definitely. So what was the flag you said I should add again?
No verify. And I'm confused because you ran yarn build, which yarn does run yarn build. I've never seen that happen before.
Yeah.
Also, low battery, almost. Cool. Well, I'm smiling and satisfied. I think, yeah, all that's left for this would be the unit tests, I think. And I'm here. I'm going to open the PR on my side too. I think there might be a few more context.report. There might be more context.reports
Oh, okay.
to check. Yeah. Let me do a search here too. Yeah, so if you do a search in the file for context.reports, you got most of them, I think. But there is one on line 398 that's complaining. There we go.
I see it. So let's get this start. What is going? Oh, sender type has no context there. I'm guessing. So we need to find this guy.
Yeah, it's the right type.
It's in the return statement. So do I need to create sender type outside or something?
Maybe, or
Wait,
maybe
it should
maybe it's
have
under
access.
another variable.
Should have context there. Let me see.
I think there should be another variable in that scope on line, like around line 400, somewhere around there. That's a type that you can use.
Okay. Is it node of value dot type? Type. So check assignment. So I see
hang
what
on.
I call
So
check assignment.
I see you searching in a lot of places, but I think you can limit where you're searching. The current context of report that's complaining, the one that has the red squigglies in it, it's inside of a pretty small function that starts on line 395 and ends on line 406. So inside that, I think you can find a type.
I didn't hear what you said. You got cut off for a second.
Sorry, were you asking me to
hear
repeat
you
or to slow?
now, I guess.
Can you
No,
hear
I
me
didn't
now?
hear you. I didn't hear you. You got cut off. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can. So the current complaints is on line 402 or something like that for that sender type. So you're looking now, I think, for a replacement for a different type to check. I think you can find one in that same function because that function, every time there's a context.report, it has to check if there's some type that's in any type. So I'd say, yeah, that's what you're
so
looking
rest
for, right?
type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So okay. So this is done. Unit test left.
You got one more context.report.
Seriously?
One more. So actually, I have the ESLint extension, and it's finding. We have an ESLint rule that finds these. So line 4. Oh wait, I'm sorry, my bad. I forgot to pull. Okay, you're good. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
My apologies. Unit tests. Unit tests.
All right. So yes. So I think this is awesome. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Oh, there goes the screen share. Your desktop is gone. I like.
Oh, I thought it was still sharing.
It just stopped.
Oh, okay.
There we
How
go.
about now?
And we're good.
Sorry, let me get my
Perfect.
charger. I feel like in minutes.
Oh, is your computer slowly dying on us?
Yeah, 2%.
Quick, someone say a joke. Someone tell me a joke. Why did the string and the number break up? Oh. Who's there? Wow, the Twitch like stream to chat lag is not in favor of back and forth style jokes. How do trees access the internet? Oh my god, I feel like I can... Thank who, Elian? I feel like I can probably get this one. Oh, Toby's back. I don't know. How do trees access the internet?
I had to do the balancing for you to notice.
Yeah, that was really smart. They log in. God damn it. That's good. That's nice. I really like that, Dianbo.
They logged in.
Well played. I also like aliens. Knock knock. Who's there? Thank who? You're welcome. All right. So yeah, Toby, we got 10 minutes till I have to skedaddle. You were interested in some unit tests.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So, what do we write the unit tests?
You were there before. No unsafe assignment.test.ts. That file, as you were working with before, has just this giant list of test cases, each of which has the rule run of them. There is an array of valid and an array of invalid. The valid ones have no errors. The invalid ones have expected errors.
So are we talking about these arrays?
Yep.
Okay. So we're writing tests in both arrays. I mean, I wrote the test in one array. I don't know which one it was. I think it was.
It's the one with the only true, which, by the way, you will need to remove from the request.
I wrote the test invalid.
Mm-hmm.
So am I migrating this to? Are we leaving this here or deleting it?
Yeah, I think we'll want to move that to invalid because it is something that should have an error.
Yeah. So testing this. Wow. So X. Now let me not get confused here. Let me just close this file. And I'll just paste it anyway. What's going on? Property errors. Oh, I need to write the errors. Okay. So I just grabbed it down. Then I need to give it a message ID. So it's still going to be any assignment. Yeah, so this works.
Yes, and you'll also want to add in a data to that error, like a data object with, because we can also test the messages like parts. Yep, exactly like that.
But then we don't need a receiver or whatever.
Yeah,
just
the stuff you're actually doing.
Like this. So this works.
Mm-hmm. But
for valid,
let's
we need to edit the valid array.
I'm sorry?
We need to add anything to the valid array.
Honestly, I can't think of anything to add to valid. You're only changing the logic that happens in the case of a report. So I can't think of any valid things. And actually, fun fact, the unit test you don't need to build before, because that was so annoying, we made sure that we didn't have to. So if you cd into packages ESLint plugin, and then yarn jest, and then type the name of the rule, it'll run just that rule's unit test. Packages / ESLint plugin.
So I need to CD back.
Oh no, cd packages / ESLint plugin.
Oh, like inside packages.
Mhm.
Then you have /es. This one.
Yes. cd ESLint plugin.
So now I yarn just.
Yep, yarn jest, and then definitely type in the name of the rule. Otherwise, it'll run all the rule tests, and there are like tens of thousands of generated tests for some other rules. We only have today. Yes. I'm so excited about this. All right. It's close.
Okay. Which one threw the error? So expected, received. Okay, while removing, we're definitely doing something wrong. Once if assignment of a set any value. So removing any.
The data you added is saying set any, but it's telling you it wants it to be error, not set any.
Okay, comment.
I can give you a hint. It's the green. It's the lines you added. The new ones.
Oh yeah, this guy. Oh yeah. Oh, I've never actually used this before.
It's like actually kind of nice. Like it's real auto generating, but like directly so. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, are we good? Oh, we're good. So we did it.
We're good.
We did it.
We did it. You did it. Would be, I think, a good phrasing. Awesome. So just to recap for those who aren't familiar with this stuff. So you made a fix to the rule that improved the error message by passing in a certain data saying whether it's error or any. And then you wrote a unit test, the most recent thing. Now you added a unit test that said, for this particular code, let value number of value equals spooky. The error should be in any assignment with data sender error. And the unit test passes.
Yeah, we did. So now do I publish this to an actual PR? As an actual PR?
What I personally do is I will keep the pull request in draft until the builds
passes. Okay.
Yeah, because there might be other things to change. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty close to ready. I always hesitate to say it is ready because there's always something that comes up in the builds. But yeah, like assuming nothing comes up, yeah, it's good to go. I will say though, we'll probably want more unit test coverage because you added the same, like it's either any or error logic to a few different rules or a few different messages. So each of those messages should probably have tests for the new behavior. So like what you just did, but more of that.
Okay. I get you.
Does that sound good and reasonable to you?
Yeah, it does. So I'm changing that for every one of these guys.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go in about 2.5 minutes. So I don't think we're going to have time to add a bunch of unit tests. Oh no. Is it happening every time? I wonder if there's like some kind of weird shenanigan happening where every time Tobiloba pushes to GitHub. All right. So in our last couple of minutes, we're just going to go with jokes. How does a spider access the internet? Dean Bull, if you're here but don't get it, I will be disappointed in you. If you're not here, I won't be disappointed. And only a little disappointed. You're still riding high from that how do trees access the internet they log in joke earlier. If you say so. Your record's pretty good. 1 for 2. It's via the web. On the web. Someone else give me a joke. Lol. That's, yeah. I'm glad. Glad to bring you joy today. Well, man. So fun fact about learning TypeScript, the book I wrote. Every chapter has a pun, like a joke pun and a haiku. The problem is I can never remember any of them. So I'm just going to flip to a chapter around the middle of the book. Let's see. Ooh, generics. That's going to be a fun chapter. Which days are the strongest? Saturday and Sunday. The rest are weekdays. Nice. I like this, Todd. Nice. I'm pleased. Oh, wait. So they start with haiku and end with a joke pun about the chapter's contents. So for the context here is this is the one at the end of the type modifiers chapter. It talks about like type system things like widening types, narrowing types, key of, type of. Why was the literal type being stubborn? Why was the literal type being stubborn? This is probably the worst one. Objectively, this is my least favorite of the puns in the book. And if there's a second edition, I will probably swap this one out. Why was the literal type being stubborn? It had a narrow mind. Learning TypeScript, buy it today. All the jokes are better than that one, except for that one. Anyway, this was fun. Yeah, but Toby's gone. I have to assume he's still alive, just his internet's dead. But this was fun. I'm just going to recap what we did on this stream, just for posterity. So what we did, I'm going to present my screen here. Go straight to AL. Nice. Nice. Todd, I feel like if I had more time, I would just pass the floor to you. We were contributing to typescript-eslint, the tooling that lets you run eslint and prettier on TypeScript code. Specifically, Toby, who would be here were his internet to have allowed him, if his internet allowed him, sent in this pull request 8304, which fixes this bug. No redundant type insert, no unsafe blah. Differentiate a types error from a true any. The complaint here is that in typescript-eslint, when you have some code like this, where you have an undefined thing, something that doesn't exist, being assigned to a variable, our lint rule, the no unsafe assignment lint rule, says unsafe assignment of an any value, which is kind of accurate. Like spooky is type any, but it's any because it doesn't exist. Spooky is not real. It's a type error. So, cannot find name spooky. It should really be like unsafe assignment of an error value or some better phrasing like that. So that's what Toby did in 8304. Toby changed it so that the error messages or the report messages from ESLint, instead of always saying any, can take in a sender type, a string called sender. And then it checks, is type error type sender type? If so, that sender's error. Otherwise, we fall back to any the way we were before. And fun fact, there are actually quite a few different ways the rule can report, so Toby changed a bunch of them. Also added a test. So I think as a pull request review, what I'm going to post later is request for more tests, at least one for each of these. And then also, I think before there was a backtick around the any, so we'll want to have a backtick around the new any. But I'll do that off screen because I need to go. But I agree, Dean Bull. This was nice work. I'm really, really happy about this. In under 2 hours, Toby got a first contribution to TypeScript-eslint. I'm very, very pleased and excited. For anyone else who wants to contribute to TypeScript-eslint, let me know. I'm always happy to walk you through stuff the way we did here. Or if you don't want to do it live or in real time with me, we can always do it privately, or I can just send you help on the internet. We're typescript-eslint.io. And we have a contributing guide on our docs. So full documentation. You can learn how to use us as an end user. You can learn how to build custom rules with us. And we have like how to work with issues and how to do local development stuff, all documented. In fact, we even have our maintenance stocks online and describes like how we do things like issue management and releases. You've worked as a professional dev for 3 years but never contributed OSS. No time, Lake, whichever day you next have free, if you ever want. And Toby's back. Toby, you're back. Every time you push,
Yeah,
I
so-
honestly wonder if it's a thing with GitHub or Git. Anyway, I really got to go. So my last thing I'm going to do
I have
is
no idea because it's kicking me out.
last thing I'm going to do is I think
so
the
something-
lag
you're
just got
pushing
way
it.
worse. We're going to raid just temporal.
Oh,
But this was fun. Thanks so much for hopping on the stream, Toby. I'll talk to you later.
yeah, sure. All right, guys, something's failing, bro. Bye.
And